Hey everyone, it feels like Bitcoin is a coiled spring about to launch at the moment. So let me tell you what I see from my observation spot. First of all, James Check, who goes by Checkmate on Twitter, just released his new latest analysis this morning, which is very positive. He basically says, "Look, this is like everything's looking fantastic. We should teleport to $125,000 per coin in the near term. Will start to get overheated above $150,000 per coin, but that's okay. You know, the cost basis of all the Bitcoin out there, which is called the realized cap, is, keeps grinding higher as there's more trading volume. Anyway, everything about Bitcoin is just looking amazing right now. Additionally, Congress should be voting on probably later today or maybe tomorrow an amendment to the BBB, the big beautiful bill that is not big or beautiful, but it is big. So anyway, it's a bloated monstrosity with all sorts of problems. It will looks like it will have an amendment added to it, which will exempt from capital gains tax any Bitcoin transaction that is less than $600, which would be an absolute mega game changer for Bitcoin's use as a medium of exchange. I mean, imagine this. You buy Bitcoin, it increases in value by a factor of 5x, and then you can just use it to buy stuff and you don't pay capital gains on any of that increase. I mean, that is an absolute massive mega game changer. And we are very, very, very close to getting that actually in law in the real world, which is just absolutely insane. But anyway, it's interesting because there's the saying in Bitcoin that in a bull market, negative news doesn't matter, and in a bear market, positive news doesn't matter. And the crazy thing is, Bitcoin is $107,000 per coin, but it's trading like it's in a bear market, meaning no matter what positive news hits, it just doesn't seem to affect the price. And typically that would be the case when you're at the low point of a market price cycle rather than a high point. Now, that could just be a random anomaly of its maturity, or it could indicate that 107 is actually a pretty, low price. And that as soon as we teleport to a significantly higher price, we're going to suddenly consistently find out that every little piece of positive news, makes Bitcoin ratchet significantly higher. But it is sort of a weird twilight zone we're in right now, where the price is 107, but it's the news is sort of in the doldrums. Like there's just nothing really new, nothing really exciting. The amazing positive stuff that's happening behind the scenes just doesn't seem to be having any effect on the price. So what is likely to happen next? Well, something either something big will be a catalyst that will jolt Bitcoin to a significantly higher high, or the people who are willing to sell in the $107,000 price range will eventually run out. There will just be enough people will be have gotten enough liquidity to buy whatever it is they want to buy to improve the lives of them and their family. Enough people will have bought enough stuff that they'll just be done buying. And when the buying, done buying whatever it is other than Bitcoin. And when the people willing to sell their Bitcoin because they're buying, whatever cars, houses, vacations, whatever it is people buy, um, when the number of people willing to sell goes up, sorry, one second here. I decided I want to go somewhere other than where I told the Tesla I wanted to go somewhere, but I realized I want to go somewhere else. Anyway, so as a result of that, the essentially the people who are willing to sell at 107 run out, and then suddenly the price has to go higher because there's still buyers. There's buyers that are willing to pay whatever the market price is. And if they can't get it for 107, they'll pay 109 or 112 or 115 or 125. They just will. So anyway, at some point here in the near future, we're going to stop being stuck at what feels like stuck at a 107. We've been in a very tight trading range. Again, everything that James Check is seeing is like, wow, this is very positive. Everything I'm seeing is like, wow, this is very positive. Everybody on, who's seeing anything on Twitter is like, so is it we're still at 107 because like everything, the tailwinds pushing Bitcoin forward are probably the strongest they've ever been in history. Yet here we are at 107 because people who have been holding Bitcoin a long time are still willing to part with some of that at 107 to do whatever it is that they're planning to do. So anyway, we will run out of sellers. It's only a matter of time till we run out of sellers, and then the price will go up. Obviously, the price could dip before it goes up. That's always a possibility. But everything I'm seeing, everything James Check is seeing, everything everyone is seeing, just leads us all to scratch our heads and say, this can't last long. This spring is pretty dang coiled, and at some point it's going to unleash with all the energy that has been accumulated the entire time we've been bouncing around. All of that energy at some point is going to be unleashed on the market, and it'll make the price go much higher. So anyway, everything I'm seeing indicates Bitcoin's going to do exactly what I thought it's always going to do, and nothing I'm seeing indicates that that's not going to be the case. And here we are. So if you're thinking of buying Bitcoin, here you have a chance of buying it at 107. Not sure how much longer that'll last. Nobody knows. But it strikes me as a good time to buy Bitcoin to accumulate as much as you plan to buy before Bitcoin ratchets up to the next logical price and then probably hangs around there for a while. So anyway, still seems like a great time to buy Bitcoin, and seems like the price inevitably is going to be a whole lot higher in the very near future. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks.